All right, a little bit of technical difficulty trying to record with my phone today. All right, we're going to work on 10.9, volume of cylinders. This is going to be really incredibly similar to yesterday's lesson, where we were talking about the volume of prisms, where we had triangles on the bottom and top, rectangles in between, or squares or rectangles on the bottom and top, and rectangles in between. Today, the cylinders, the V stands for volume, just like yesterday. You need to remember that pi is equal to 3.14, but that's really an approximate. Remember, it goes 3.14 da forever and ever and ever. R is equal to radius, H is equal to height, and the formula that you're going to need today is volume is equal to pi r squared times h. Please remember that r squared is r times r. It's not r times 2. So whatever number you get for your radius, you're going to multiply it times itself. Right here are the steps to figuring out the problem. You're going to write the formula, which is V equal pi r squared h. Then you're going to replace pi, the symbol pi, with 3.14. And I did that right here. Replace r with the radius of the circle. We're working with this cylinder right now. The circle is our base. It's the top or the bottom. And radius goes halfway from the center over to the side of the circle. And right here it tells us that our radius is 4 inches. So we're going to plug that 4 in place of the R. Then we're going to replace H with the height of the cylinder. So the spot, not the spot, the part in between the two cylinders, the curved area connecting the two circles is going to be the height. And right here it tells us it's 15 inches. So you substitute that in. Then you multiply. Remember, it doesn't matter what order you multiply in. You're going to get the same answer. So you can look at these and decide. If you want to start with 3.14 times 16, you can. I don't want to. I like to go with 3.14 at the end. So I'm just messing with that decimal one time. So I went ahead and multiplied 16 times 15. And that's over here. And I got 240. So then I took my 240 and I substituted it in because I multiplied the 16 times 15. I brought 3.14 straight down. 3.14 times 240. Here's the math. I got 753.60. The reason I got 0.60 is because right here in 3.14, the decimal's over 2 places. So down here, we need the decimal to be over 2 places. Finally, you need to remember that your answer needs to be in units cubed. In this case, it's going to be inches cubed. Down at the bottom of your paper, there's another example problem. It's a little bit hard to read. Go ahead and fill this part in as I am. This should be 3.14 times 9 times 18. Over here, the height of the cylinder is 18. What I did was I substituted, so I followed my steps again. I wrote the formula. I replaced pi with 3.14. I replaced the r with the radius of the circle. I know you see that it says 6, but remember 6 right here goes all the way across. All the way across is the diameter. That's not what the formula asks for. It asks for the radius. So we're going to cut that in half. 6 cut in half is going to be 3 and 3. So in our R radius, we put 3, and then our height is 18. You can go ahead and multiply 3 times 3, get 9. Bring down 3.14, bring down 18. Over here on the side, again, I'm holding off on 3.14, and I have 18 times 9. 9 times 8 is 72. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 7 is 16. So now I'm bringing down again 3.14, and it's going to be times 162 Here's where I set up that problem. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 6 is 24. Carry the 2. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 2 is 6. Done with the 4, so I'm going to put a 0. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 7 is 7. Done with the 1. 0, 0. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. Add them together. 8, 6, 18. We get 568.68. I think I made a mistake. I did. Let's check my multiplication. 8, 4, carry 2, 6. Ah, right here. This is not a 7. This is actually a 1. Really important that you can read your handwriting. So now 8, 6, 18, carry a 1, 9, 10. So I end up with 508.68 because my decimal's over 2, my decimal's over 2. So here my volume is going to be 508.68. Go back and find my units. Feet cubed. Go ahead and get all that. And then turn it over to the back. Number 1 in your book on page 530 is actually a repeat. We've already done it. So I moved on to number 2. I showed you how to do number 2. You're going to need to go ahead and just study this. Make sure you understand what I substituted in. For number 3, you need to go ahead and do that for yourself. Number 4, I drew a picture that goes with the story problem. Number 5, you have 2 cylinders in the book. One is short and squatty. One is tall and thin. You need to get the volume for both and compare to see which one has a greater volume. So tomorrow in class, we're going to grade 3, 4, 5. Then turn over. You're going to see Spiral Standard Review. We are reviewing adding integers. Everybody's favorite. Remember, if the signs are the same, you add and you keep the sign. If the signs are different, you subtract. Keep the sign of the greater absolute value. You need to go ahead and answer number 30, number 31, and number 32. Okay, today's lesson was pretty short because it was just a match to the last lesson. Please make sure that you really understand this. If you have gotten lost or confused, I want you to rewind the video. I want you to watch it again. Don't assume that watching it one time is good enough. If you would have questions in class, go back and rewatch the video. Tomorrow I'll be able to help you with specific questions. Not, I don't get it, or it's too hard. Tell me specifically, Mrs. Schneider, I don't remember what R is. And I can help you. Remember, R is radius, the half of a circle. You don't remember what pi is. That's fine. Those questions I can help you with, but I don't want you to come and say, I don't get it. Okay, so make sure that you go over this, rewind it. You can also go back and rewatch yesterday's to help you out. And as always, if you have questions and you want me to answer, if you email my personal account, Trier Schneider, TrierSchneider @yahoo.com, those emails go straight to my phone, and I will email you back as soon as I get them. Okay, you can also leave comments on Collaborate Classroom. I just don't check them as much. Are we good? Okay, don't forget, you're going to go back and do 3, 4, 5, and 30, 31, 32.